On the bleak, gray morning of November 4th, 1989, the clouds shifted and a rainbow fell onto the earth, filling the area with color. Along the back of that rainbow slid down the most elegant of unicorns, and swinging upon its horn, in a cradle made of only the finest of silks, was a baby girl. The unicorn graced the couple that was passing by with the honor to raise that child. And that child was me. The unbelievable life of Alexandria Myers. That's me. I came to Earth with a perfect set of teeth, which caused the most beautiful smile. This made flowers randomly erupt from the ground and rainbows fly across the sky. Seeing how much joy this brought the common folk, I invented braces so that orthodontists could attempt to imitate my blessed smile on all the crooked-toothed children of the world. I didn't start walking. I jumped up and immediately ran a marathon. I refused to be awarded the first place medal because I realized it would demotivate my less than perfect competition, and I wished to give them someone to aspire to be. By my first week of earthly existence, I was speaking my first words. By the second week, I was completely fluent in English, French, Japanese, Tagalog, and Klingon. But I refused to use any language that was imperfect to utter. I chose to select English as my main chosen dialect because it offended me the least, except for Klingon, which I chose to speak on Mondays. I decided, in my later years, to attend a public high school to introduce its student body to civility and grace. So I enlisted myself in a local school which went by the name Anthony Wayne High, so named after a general who was not as important as I. I attended school there daily, purposely lowering my grades so not to dishearten my fellow students. I was already gifted in many things, such as quantum physics, rocket science, and time and relative dimension in space, but I chose to develop and embrace my artistic articulation over these mediocre topics because I felt like it challenged me more than such trivial things. My first venture in my artistic exploration, of course, would be the deep, moving talents on stage. A small community theater in the near town of Waterville was blessed by my acting talents in a small musical they were putting on, even though I allowed the starring role to go to another, less than capable understudy. My brief moment on stage quickly became a sensation and swept the nation by storm. I became so well loved, Hollywood approached me and offered to change its city's name to Allywood, but I respectfully declined. I didn't want to seem conceited, and I didn't want to see Holly cry. After turning down the city's generous offer, I decided to turn my focus onto the graceful art of dance. My divine movements made it easy to glide across the floor effortlessly. I found it easy to create catchy dances, such as the electric slide, the Macarena, and the hokey pokey, which was just a huge misunderstanding. One day I accidentally stubbed my toe and people kind of went along with it. Oh well. And then, one day, when I finally could see myself in the world of dance, I made a radical discovery that I had an affinity for the visual arts. My first masterpiece was an articulate representation of society's views on what a perfect woman in today's society would look like. Next was an abstract drawing of a cat, and third, a pencil portrait of Weird Al Yankovic. And then I tried my hand at cartoons and comics. I had finally found my correct muse. With the art of comics, I was able to tell a story, write humor, drama, tragedy, just like on the stage. And my lines moved across the page with precision and grace, just like in a dance. With comics, I also realized I loved to make people laugh. And I knew this is where I was meant to be. This was my future. And every day, I look up towards the sky and wonder if that unicorn who blessed the race of humanity with me is looking down on my achievements and smiling.
Alexandria Myers was born November 4th, 1989, to a loving mother and father. She grew up in Delta till her brother John was born and moved to White House. She then attended Anthony Wayne from elementary school to high school. During that time, her little brother Ben was born, and she realized she did have an affinity to art. She loved drawing comics and cartoons, making people laugh, and she continues to do so today. She goes to Owens for a graphic design associate's degree and is getting a bachelor's in marketing with a minor in online sales. She hopes to one day run her own cartooning business so she can continue to make people smile. As you can tell, this whole video was a farce, just to make you laugh. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day!